From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. On this episode, now to the good stuff, running your business day to day. While the number of people working remotely continues to grow, many national companies, Amazon, JP Morgan Chase, Walmart, Disney, are implementing full-time return to office mandates for 2025. Some Indiana companies are looking at versions of that return. Dr. Wen Fan is a founding member of the Work Time Reduction Research Network, and this issue's been a key part of that work. She talks candidly about why a swing from work from home to mandatory office or the other direction can come with challenges.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com.
I study the future of work, including remote and hybrid work, as well as 40 work weeks. So return to office mandates can be traced back to as early as summer 2020, when many companies, especially those where jobs could not be effectively performed remotely, began requiring their employees to go back to the office. And over the past 3 or 4 years, such mandates have come and gone, often drawing public attention when announced by some major corporations. I want to emphasize that different companies implement these mandates in different ways, and the size of the companies is definitely a very big factor. Like larger companies and small or medium-sized companies tend to do it in different ways in terms of who is required to return and for how many days. But one commonality seems to be that this trend has been affecting increasingly number or more and more companies, even companies like Zoom, which benefited tremendously from remote work, announced some return to office mandates last year. I think in some extreme cases, it can impose tremendous financial and psychological stress for those who have already moved to a different state, a different city. So thinking about the whole relocation back scenario would be very tough for them. But even for those individuals or employees who still stayed in close to where they work, our study shows that the psychological well-being could really decrease because of such mandates. So following a return to office, we found that workers tend to report a decrease in satisfaction and an increase in burnout and stress. So we have seen tremendous and very consistent evidence across surveys in terms of workers' preferences for remote work. Based on our own data, about 41% of workers prefer a hybrid arrangement and 38% prefer a fully remote arrangement. From my personal point of view, based on the research I have done, I think perhaps the best solution is to reconsider the decision, whether it is truly necessary to ask all workers back to the office 5 days a week. Is there perhaps a less extreme solution to be made, for example, requiring certain workers to still work remotely or at least in a hybrid arrangement? But suppose that such a decision has to be made, that everyone has to go back 5 days a week, then I think having a sincere conversation with your employees would be very necessary. It could be a collective conversation regarding what workers might lose from such return, or it could be one-on-one meetings with those who are particularly resenting such an arrangement. So, and in some cases, I think certain benefits can be maintained for employees without having to work from home. So, for example, for some, it might be really about commute. So if that's the main stressor for employees, then perhaps managers can work out an alternative arrangement, allowing these employees to adjust their start time or end time to avoid like rush hours, such that they can still work in office, but without having to worry about traffic issues. So one thing I want to emphasize is that despite all of these media stories or attention focused on those large companies, when you look at the prevalence of remote work, it actually hasn't changed that much since the beginning of 2021. The largest decline happened around May or April of 2020 at the peak of the pandemic. But since about January 2021, the prevalence of remote work has remained at around 20-30%. So that should give us some hope regarding the sustainability of remote work for many workers. And that said, I also want to mention that there might be some generational trends or generational differences. So some research suggests that startups founded during the pandemic, especially by the young adults, are more likely to offer employees some flexibility in where they work or how they work. So as these companies grow and mature, they will become tomorrow's Apple or Amazon, Google. And I think their mindsets, this new idea about where work should be done, will play a significant role in our understanding of work locations.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities Podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, BEOshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunity Show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at BEOshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.